Good afternoon. I'm Vince Balcom, reporter for PV Media. Courtney Gilmore, reporter for KPRC Houston, was the first of the guest speakers to speak during Day 2 of Con Week. Ms. Gilmore informed students on the nature of the news industry, what it takes to report the news, and the importance of staying humble.
The thing that I love about my business is that I get to have a do-over every day, really every 30 minutes. So if I feel like, oh, I messed up, or I can't believe I mixed that grammar part up or whatever, I have a chance to do it over in 30 minutes.
Then students entered a more intimate setting during Gilmore's office hours.
Whenever you're in a natural environment, you want to keep a hint of that natural sound. And it's adding to the richness of the environment and the story.
After the discussion, Jazzy Black had an exclusive interview to discuss how to utilize one's voice.
You mentioned the voice. You kept saying that voice is power, and that there's a lot of strength behind your voice. What advice would you give journalists or aspiring journalists on how to really portray that voice?
I would say really know your own voice, your own story. And so there's a lot of, there's some things you can learn in school and maybe learn on the job, but really it's coming into your own self and your identity, and not being afraid to speak that truth, and to speak out and to be bold.
Following Ms. Gilmore was another dynamic speaker by the name Shanna Thomas, White House producer for NBC News. Ms. Thomas gave an insider's view on how news is packaged and displayed for the public view.
They'd like you to know, they'd like to know that you can shoot videos yourself. When something changes, I hear it. And that's why they pay me what they pay me, is because I'm so constantly paying attention to that.
Ms. Thomas was gracious enough to even allow PV Media to have an exclusive interview with her.
Overall, what we try to do is teach people about politics. So a government shutdown piece isn't just about what happened that day. It's also about why is the government shutting down? What is the appropriations and budgeting process? Why is this important? And that's sort of the last one, is why does someone need to know this information? And they need to know it because these are the people that represent them. They use their money to make things happen in the government or not make things happen in the government. And it is important to explain to people what their representatives do. That's my job.
Lastly, we have Ruth Villatoro, an independent documentary filmmaker. Her presentation outlined key steps needed to create feature film.
In order to ask for money, these people need to know, how can I trust you to handle this money to do what you've told us to do? To do what you've told us you're going to do. So you're going to have to do some grant writing. You're going to have to talk to agents. You're going to have to talk to all kinds of people. Talent, if you want a named talent to do your narration or be in the film. There's all kinds of people you're going to have to be approaching. And they're going to want to see some kind of proposal. It includes distributors. Each one is going to have their requirements. If you take the time to invest in all of these things down here, your proposal will be very simple to put together, and you can format it in any way that they're looking for.
I also had the privilege to have a one-on-one sit-down with Ms. Villatoro. We talked about how sex trafficking in Houston is a major problem, and Villatoro sought to make sure that the public became aware of this issue. Her ambition to spread the truth and promote social justice is what drives her to create documentary films such as the one she has created. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates during Con Week. Once again, I'm Vince Balcom. Take time and enjoy the view.